Hi friends, it's Carol, Saltbox Stitcher, back for another video. This is number, is it 118 or 119?
119.
119, okay. I was thinking the other day my dad's birthday would be this weekend if he was still here. He would be 113? Something like that. He was 40 when I was born. Oh, thank you. I got water this time. Great. And coffee. Oh, what more could I ask for? Thank you, dear. So I had a finish. I worked on two other things besides the one I finished. Get that little piece of tape.
Just do your thing. I can figure it
Oh,
out.
just do my thing. Okay. I'm doing my thing here. I had two other pieces I worked on, so not a whole lot, but I did make a little bit of progress. So, you know, that sometimes when, for those of us who do floss tubes, when you're trying to decide, do I have enough to have a video as far as content? I mean, I can always show you charts, but, you know, you can see those by perusing the internet. You know, the internet. So I don't want this to be too long because I'm going to try to get over to the quilt shop to stitch with some friends. So anyway, today is Thursday, the 29th of August, 2024. I already said this is video. Actually, he said it's video 119. So anyway, let's get started. So here is my finish. This is by Plum Street, and I'm not sure why I left the floss, because obviously I'm finished. I don't need the floss on a ring, so I need to put that back in stash, which is what I usually do. I usually have a big pile of floss that either I ordered or for some reason I don't know what it goes to. So it's ready to be put into stash. That's perfect when my granddaughter comes over and I tell her, okay, let's take all these ones that have the little tag, those are weeks, and we're gonna alphabetize them all, and then you can help me put away. And she really likes doing that. Anyway, speaking of my granddaughter, she tried out for the Nutcracker, which will be in Jacksonville every year, but this year it's in, I think it's in December. And she made it, so she was thrilled about that. In fact, she was crying when she called because she was so excited. But anyway, so back to stitching. What have I finished? This is Blackbird Fraktur. I had part of this done last time, and I decided to just push my way through and finish it.
And he's getting impatient.
Who is?
The feathers.
No,
Isn't
that's
he done?
no, that's Frederick and Frederica. You're on the wrong designer, wrong cross stitch.
Close.
No, not even.
They're both birds.
Blackbird Fraktur. Okay, dear. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. This is what happens. Our conversations go like this, and then we just kind of go, oh, okay. I have no idea what he was talking about, but I'll just acknowledge that he said it. Anyway, here's Blackbird Fraktur. I stitched this on a really good question. I used 40 count. This doesn't look like American chestnut, but maybe it is. It calls for Patriot's Brew, and I wrote on here that I used 40 count American chestnut, which I might have. Oh, I know why I put these. See, it all comes back. Just have to think about it for a while. I put the threads in here because I wanted to show you. It called for a thread called Wilderness by Classic Colorworks. Now, I've seen other people have Wilderness So I don't know if this was mislabeled. It's really getting dark. Is it cloudy out? Anyway, wilderness. And it's very variegated in golds and browns by Classic Colorworks. Now this is an older one. This is when it was still Crescent Colors. It's since been sold, or now it's Classic Colorworks. Anyway, so instead of using that, because that was supposed to be the leaves and all of that stuff, I did the DMC, which was 830. So you can see these aren't even close. One's green and one's not. So I don't know if that was just a weird one, that wilderness. That was the only one I had. So I didn't. So that's why I opted to use the green DMC 830. So there they are. They're done. There's also one, this is Blackbird Fraktur by Plum Street. There's also an Autumn Fraktur, which I actually have, but I'm not sure I have it kitted. I think that's the one Becky Socks for Mom. If you haven't watched her video, you need to. She has some beautiful finishes and progress. She has a couple framed pieces that she shows. And she just finished the Autumn Fraktur. So I'm pretty sure she framed it, but my memory isn't what it used to be. Okay, so what else have I worked on? Sorry, I have all these charts in front of me that are in plastic, so they're noisy. The next thing I worked on, okay, let me do a little confession here. I enjoy when there are themes like Sampler September, or if somebody does a hashtag. But for some reason, I don't always want to follow them. Partly because I'm mindful of my own stash and what I want to do. The other thing is because sometimes I'm just not in the mood to stitch whatever that is. So I don't always fall into those whatever groups of people that want to stitch that particular theme. Does that make sense? Now, I've done Sampler September. I was greatly influenced last year by Narissa of Narissa's Stitching Lifestyle to start 8 samplers, and some of those I haven't even touched. So I'm more mindful right now of trying to work on my whips than I am necessarily on starting a bunch of new things. Now, I may start a couple of new things, but I'm not going to be like, okay, I'll start 8 new things or I'll start 20 new things. And I know I'm the one that said, what's the difference whether you start it or whether it's kitted in your stash? I said that. I confess. However, at the same time, it's not really nagging at me, but I just have whips that I want to get finished. So that was my reasoning for getting back to Elizabeth Hunt. Now this is by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. Here's the antique on the back. She did a great reproduction of it, or whatever we're calling that. Recreation. Some people debate that they're not really reproductions because we're not using the same exact linen and threads, but the design is a reproduction. Now, if you noticed last time in my last video, I had the bones of the border done, and then I had a few of the flowers in here. But I decided to really work on it a lot. So here's where I am. Hopefully I don't have a needle hanging out. So I went around with the green and I outlined all of these areas where the flowers go, so you can see better on the bottom half. So I guess you would say the stems and the leaves that go around the border. And then I finished the top part with the two berry baskets and the trees and the birds. And then I finished the words. And it says, with humble heart and tongue, great God, to thee I pray, oh may I learn while I am young to walk in wisdom's way. And then she has her name. She was 7 years old when she did this. This is one of the reasons, as a Christian and a believer, I love having scripture or references to God on the walls in my home. So that's one of the reasons I love seeing. I also like the motifs. I like ones that have like a pastoral scene with grass that a lot of people don't like, and a house and animals. I love all that. And that's why I'm attracted to samplers.
And the little girl.
And the little girls that stitched them, yeah. Because they had no idea that somebody would be stitching or reproducing a chart from their stitching. Wouldn't it just be wonderful if somehow they knew that? Anyway, I got down to the house. I started filling in the bricks, a little bit on the red. These are the and this one I'm doing on, I'm pretty sure it's sheep straw. Let me look at the tag here. 40 count sheep straw by R&R. And this, number 347, which is like a rosy red, is the color of the house. So it's got a really soft palette. It's really a pretty sampler. So I don't think I have too much more to do on that. I have the rest of her name, and then there's quite a few things on the sides that I need to do. And there are two little over one birds there. That's all the over one. And on the top, I need to do these, I guess they're supposed to be little birds. But they have lazy daisy stitches, which is, oops. And I don't really, can you see those little black? You can see them right there. And I don't want to do those till the very end, so I'll wait to do those. So I worked on, after I finished Blackbird Fraktur, I worked on this a lot. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The next thing I pulled out, because I also do want to stitch fall, and I've heard a lot of people talk about fall versus sampler September, and September's a great month to stitch fall, and so should we make it September spring, or sampler spring, whatever. I'm kind of in this, I'm going to stitch whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm old enough, I can do that now. So the next thing I picked up was my Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain. I started this last October of 2023. And I would like to get this finished this year. I don't know if I will, but I really enjoy working on it. Now this is done on 40 count hog bristle by Fox and Rabbit. This is a great color. This is the same hog bristle. I just see so many people using it. It's the one, both designers and stitchers. I live on Little's on hog bristle. There's something else I have going that's on hog bristle. Anyway, I love it. Sorry, I get a little bit dry throated. So anyway, I had finished all the way over to this house with the exception of the stuff on top of the house and the pumpkins below. So that's what I've been working on. So I did the top part of this roof and the weather vane. I did those 3 flowers. What?
Roof.
Tomato. And then I did all these pumpkins down below. And then I started working on these pumpkins and this over here, which are these tall stalks, I guess. And a lot of these use those same like 3 or 4 oranges. So it's, I get a needle threaded in each one and then I just start working. Now, these pumpkins on the middle actually have some back stitching that you put on top for the curved lines of the pumpkin. But like the ones underneath the house don't. And then these pumpkins have those lines again. So I don't know. I may do that and I may not. We'll see. I think they look good when you outline it like that, but I don't know that's necessary. So I'd like to get the top finished and then start working on that moon with the owl in the moon. And I'm so those are the 3 things I've worked on. So, okay, goodbye. I'm done. I don't know what the word is. I think these tombstones are quite interesting. If you've ever been to Disney, I don't know about Disneyland, but at Disney World, they have the haunted house is one of the, I guess, a ride. And as you're lining up, you go through like this area that's kind of like a cemetery, and it has all these tombstones. Obviously they're fake, but they all have funny sayings on them, So anyway, I think tombstones are kind of funny. And I mean, not funny if you're dead, but So I have a couple, and I don't think these will be hard to do. I thought I had 3 of them out here. Just a second. Oh, there goes my phone. It was Josh, if you want to. I think my phone's in the long arm room. Anyway, no, I was going to say call him back.
It stopped raining.
I stopped it on my watch.
Oh, you're more techie than me.
I have an Apple Watch, thanks to you. Okay, so the first tombstone that I'd love to do, this is called Sarah Hook, 1824 by Carriage House. And actually, I bought this off of the Carriage House website. Sarah Hook, Tombstone Angel. I just think these are kind of cool. So there's that one. I think there's a couple new patterns that Kathy Barrick came out with that have tombstones. I'm not sure. And then here's another one by Carriage House. This is, I'll take this out of the plastic. I don't know why one's in plastic and the other's not. This is Carolina Handley, Tombstone Angel. I just think they're really cool. The thing is, do you put an actual relative? That's a little creepy. I think I'd rather just leave it anonymous. I don't know. So like this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. The other one has 2, 3, 4, 7 colors. So I might, if I have the NPIs, I might do them in silk. I just think they're really fun. They're in my stash. I didn't recently buy them. And then there's a Plum Street one that I thought I pulled somewhere here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. This one's called Earthly Treasures. And I'm not sure if this is, I guess I could have read those to you. Sorry. Sarah Hook by Carriage House says, this is the classic. When I am dead and in my grave and all my bones are rotten, remember me when this you see, that I be not forgotten. Anyway, the other one says, he first deceased, she for a little tried to live without him, liked it not, and died. How funny is that? She liked it not, so she died. Anyway, I think it'd be kind of creepy to put your own relatives. But the Plum Street one is Earthly Treasures. And this one says, dwell not on earthly treasures, nor covet or envy or pout. Thou entered this world and brought nothing in, and will carry with thee nothing out. That's sort of like that saying, I brought you into this world and I can take you out. I don't think my mom ever said that to me, but I know there are moms that did. Okay, so since we're talking a little bit about fall, I'm going to just show a few patterns. The first one is a Blackbird that I showed you last time. This is called Autumn Bouquet. I think I just saw that Celeste from Celeste Creates, I think she has stitched this, but she didn't do the whole thing. She didn't do Autumn Bouquet or the alphabet. She just did the flowers and all that. Anyway, I think I'm going to start this on the first day of fall, which is like September 21st or something like that. Lisa Kindred Stitcher contacted me. She said she also had the chart. Would we like to start it together? Now, mind you, I said start it together. I didn't say stitch along. I said start along. And I said sure. So I might stitch that. I might start that. Another one, I don't know if I'll start this or not, but golly, I've loved this forever, and I have it kitted. This is Houses of Barry's Chapel Road, Turkey Hollow Farm by Stacy Nash. It's ready to go. It's a pretty big piece, but it would be fun to start it. Another one is Stranded Jacks. This is one that Tara Sullivan, Sully Stitches on Floss Tube, is working on. And I first saw this stitched in all one piece by Reese in Australia. She did them, all 5 of them. And I think that's what Tara's doing. All 5 of them in one. I think that's cool. There's a whale, a pumpkin, a mermaid, an anchor, and a ship. I guess that's kind of the pirate thing, you know. Then I wanted to show you this. This is called Brouhaha. This is a freebie from Plum Street. So it has the pumpkin dancing with a couple cups of coffee. And just has an alphabet. It's called Brouhaha. If you just Google search that, you should be able to find it. I think it was on her blog. I don't have any threads, but I have the DMC for that. Another one, this is an older Stacy Nash. Sorry. Sometimes my throat goes dry. This is an older Stacy Nash. This is Mustard Seed Manor Sewing Book. Now, I don't think I'd mount it on a book, but I think it's really cute. You've got the pumpkins, the cauldron, the key, a couple keys, scissors, some ravens or crows, whatever, and then the house. So if I don't start the Bell's Chapel Road Turkey Farm one, this would be kind of fun to start. I don't know. I just talked about not really wanting to start things, but to work on my whips, so just ignore me. This is another one. I had this chart and I watched as Olivia Pumpkin Hollow Quilts and Yvette Gonzalez did this one. And I should have started it, but I didn't. But they did it like assignment stitching, and I think they took a year to do it, but it's so cute. It's called Spooky Countdown. It's by the Primitive Hair. And they did it as one piece. You can do it as individual pillows and make it like an advent calendar. But I have the DMC, and I have the Jack-o'-lantern. This is by XJU Design. linen. It's mustardy with lots of spots, literally spots. So if I decided to start that, and I might, it would be kind of fun to do, you know, let's see, obviously there's 31 because there's 31 days in the month of October. But I don't know how many, I guess you'd have to do a couple a month in order to get it done in a year. 2.5. Anyway, that's a fun one. Let me put some of these down here. Okay, a couple more fall. I would like to stitch this one. This came out last year. When Pumpkins Glow by Brenda Gervais. And I have the threads for that one. I have the linen too. It's done on 36 count Ligonier latte. So I always wonder when you put something back in the bag, does it go like, and it's long ways, does it go like this or like this? I guess that's if you turn it to the right or turn it to the left. I don't know. Or random thoughts that go through my brain.
OCD.
Am I OCD? I don't know. The other thing I worked on, I forgot to say this. This casting a spell. I'd really like to have this box finished. So I painfully, last time I met with my stitching friends on a Thursday, I took this and I was like, wow. Hats off to those of you who stitch with 2 strands on like 30 count. And I'm not bragging. I'm fortunate that I have good eyes, that I don't need. I mean, I can still thread a needle without glasses. So I don't know if that'll always be that way, but fortunately, I have good enough eyes. But I've saved all my 30 count and 32 count because there may come a time when I don't have good enough eyes to continue to stitch on 40 count and higher. But anyway, I decided I need to finish this. I just have the 4 corner pieces that I need to finish. So I went ahead and thought, well, I'll just start on this. I think the hardest thing for me with like lower counts is I stitch in hand. So I go and I grab 2 threads and do my X and then grab 2 threads. Well, when you're used to stitching on 36 and 40, that muscle memory is a smaller scoop, if that makes sense. Where on 30 count, you're making a bigger scoop. And so I would find myself just picking up 1 thread or 1.5 threads instead of 2 threads at a time. All that to say, that's where I got done on that one piece. Not very much. But I'm leaving it out so that I can work on it and get it finished and get the box painted and made. That would be really fun to have that out in October. Which, by the way, I don't decorate really Halloween until middle of September. I figure 6 weeks of tombstones and witches is plenty. But somebody asked me about Reverend Squash Bottom, so I did get him out. I do like my pumpkin head people. And then this is basically just fall. So anyway, I worked a little bit on that, and I want to keep working on that. And there's other fall whips, but some of them I showed you last time. So, okay, let's talk about samplers. I'm going to take a short break to use the ladies' room or the generic bathroom that we have in our house. I don't like both people bathrooms when I'm out. I went into a bathroom. No, man, I'm not going to tell you that story. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, first I'm going to talk about delightful deliveries, and then I'm going to show you a few sampler whips that I might or might not touch during the month of September. I'm just not going to stress myself out like, oh, I've got to be working on whips, or oh, I want to work on fall. Did I scare you? When my husband and we walk around the house, it's like we're so apt to scare each other. I guess we're just soft, I don't know, what do you call that? Soft feet? No.
Sneaky.
You're the sneaky one.
No.
So if I'm in my sewing room, which is where I stitch at night, which is just one of the 4th bedrooms in our house, he knocks on the hallway as he comes down to let me know he's on his way. And then if he's in the kitchen and I come through the long arm room, which attaches to the kitchen, as well as the dining room attaches, it's like a big circle, I say, don't be scared. Because I'll walk up and he'll be like, oh. I don't know why we frighten each other all the time, but we do. Okay, so a few delightful deliveries. I got this piece. This was the Country Sampler Threads of History Club. This is by Cross Stitch Antiques. It's Julia Rachel de la Mar. That's Spanish pronunciation. De la Mar, 1849. A Guernsey Channel Island sampler. Now I got mine with the button box linen by Mason, but I think some of the people got substituted. But anyway, it's very pretty. I'm not sure when I'll stitch it, but I do like it. It's very much, to me, it looks kind of like a French sampler. It's just very pretty. Let me see if I can, here's a little bit better picture that's on the cover. So it has birds, flowers, a lot of flowers. A lot of flowers. It's pretty. So I got that because I'm in that club. And then I'm in a Lakeside linen, I think it's called a Linen of the Month Club, but I don't by any means get a piece every month. And they do try to send you different pieces, so I think this is only the 2nd piece I've gotten all year, but it's a piece of Lakeside. This is through Traditional Stitches in Canada. And when you see the price, you might go, but when it's converted from Canadian dollars, when it's converted from Canadian dollars to US dollars, the US dollars is a lot cheaper. So anyway, the piece I got this time was Attic Lace, and I get a 40 count fat quarter. It's very, very light. It's just, I'd say it's only a hair past white. Here, a shade. So it's very close to white. But I enjoy getting that, and I'm sure I could stop it at any time. I don't know if it's full or not. I've been in it for a couple of years. But like I said, it doesn't come every month anymore. The next thing I received that I ordered, I got the Scattered Seed kit. This is part of the Scattered Seed Club. Did I tell you this last time? I don't know. I grabbed this. This is the Sweet Reward Pin Keep. I think I talked about this last time. So if you want to be a member of her club, it's on Etsy, Scattered Seed Samplers. And then I ordered, there's 4 new patterns by Brenda Gervais. This one is Feels Like Fall. Feels Like Fall. Very cute. This one is called Goodness Gracious, with the witch and the gourds. This is Autumn Swan. This is goes along with, I don't know if she's going to continue, but it's the second of, I presume, a series. She had the Summer Swan, and now she has the Autumn Swan. Very, very pretty. And then we have the Woodland Witch. So these 4 new patterns I got. I also have ordered the new Stacy Nash Critters. How many critters have I done? Oh my gosh, let me think. I need to count. None. But I still keep collecting them. That means I really want to stitch them. So anyway, this was a chart that came out from Kitten Stitcher. It was an exclusive Scarlet House chart. And I got the linen. I got the chart and the linen separately because she was out of the linen the first time. And then instead of getting the threads, I ordered the Vicky Clayton silks. I like the Vicky Clayton silks. They're very reasonable. I had friends that used to stitch with them years ago, and then when they came back, everybody was like, oh, they're back. The other thing I ordered when I ordered those threads was this color called Yap Island. Can you see that? Okay, focus. Okay. YAP Island, like island in the sea. So I ordered 2 of those for this Marianne Kopp, because I was stalled on that because I didn't like the orange that was in the Vicky Clayton originally in the silk kit. So this, after I finish this gal, Elizabeth Hunt, I'm definitely going to work on this one. And this is Marianne Kopp. That's very similar to where I was when I did when I picked up Elizabeth Hunt. And this is on American Chestnut by R&R Linens. So that's all that I got in the mail. Oh no, I lied. So, Cozy Egg Michelle started this on her birthday. Happy birthday, Michelle. And I have the chart, and I thought, oh, I want to start that too. It's Grace Gill by Little Robin Designs. Grace Gill, Gill, 1838. So I have the linen, which is Caramel Macchiato by Fiber on a Whim. It's very goldeny. And I actually started stitching with the overdyes, and I thought, you know, I really want to stitch this with silk. So, guess what I did? Yes, I ordered the Vicky Clayton silks to go with this one. So this is Grace Gill. I haven't opened it, but you can see beautiful reds, golds, greens, browns. So I'm excited to stitch that. How much will I get done? I don't know. I really don't. I really want to finish some samplers before I start a bunch more. But one of the ones that I'd like to work on, I've talked about this 100 times. I do have samplers in my life that I started and it took me years to finish. And Grimshaw took me years to finish. I think, did I finish that last year, and I started it in 2018, so 5 years to finish that. What's the Chessie and Me one? Next time I'm going to show you some samplers. I talked about framed ones. I talked about we had repainted the wall, and I've kind of decided I want to put samplers with a lot of reds on that wall. We just haven't had time. He's teaching again this semester, so he's busy. This morning was the only time I could film, so it's just busy. I've been quilting, I've been sewing, I've been stitching. I've gotten out a few wool pieces I want to work on. Heaven forbid that I ever get back to my rug hooking. I mean, my life is just way too busy for as old as I am. Anyway, I would really like, and I said I was going to do this, and I didn't. But I'd like to get in the habit of putting a few threads every day into Louisa Coulimore. Somebody on Instagram, which by the way, I'm not that crazy about Instagram anymore. What happened? My friend Susan Aki's not either. She's hardly posting at all on Instagram. Anyway, that's beside the point. I probably should edit that out, unless they come and arrest me. Were you the one that criticized Instagram? Yes, I was. I'm sorry. Don't take away my samplers. Anyway, that's where I am on Louisa Coulimore, and I'd like to get to where I'm putting a thread or so in a day. I don't know that I'm going to show you a whole lot more or many more samplers, because what I'd rather do is just wait and see what I work on and then show you my progress. So I will be back sometime in September. My birthday is on the 12th. I'm thinking I might do a new start, but I'm not sure which one. I've had a couple of them that I thought, oh yeah, it'll be this one, and then I thought, no, maybe it'll be this one. So we'll just wait and see what I start. So hope you're having a good rest of the little bit of summer that's left, or winter down under. And I will be back sometime in September. I'm looking forward to working on a few fall smalls and getting back to some of my samplers that have been calling me. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing well, and I will see you when I see you. Love ya. Bye.